Kava, their platform hard-coded UST to $1. The price of UST can only be $1, and they weren't getting any price feed from Chainlink. They weren't using data oracles. They said whatever the price is, doesn't matter. It's $1. So that was their big mistake. And what people did was they bought UST for less than $1. They brought it over to the Kava platform. They traded it for USDX, that is the stablecoin on Kava, and they got $1 out. Arbitrage, exploits, and shorts. These are three ways people profited over the recent market crash. We're just going to call it that because Luna and UST crashed, and that affected the entire crypto market. So I want to show you how people profited. I'm just hoping that these protocols learn from it and know how to defend from something similar in the future. So this video is not financial advice. It's going to explain what happened, how it happened, how to prevent it, and what people did to profit from the market crash. And the inspiration for this video comes from DeFi Made here. He actually outlined all of this, and I thought it'd be a great topic to share. I will leave a link to the Twitter thread in the description if you want to check that out and give him a follow. You could also follow me on Twitter, but I don't post as much good stuff as this guy. So keep that in mind. If you want to learn about arbitrage, that's a simple thing that people do, and I actually made a video on that, and there will also be a link in the description. Now, the first lesson, arbitrage. Arbitrage is when you buy something low and sell it high. So let's say Bitcoin's trading for $30,000 on exchange 1 and it's trading for $31,000 on exchange 2. You buy it at the cheaper exchange, you sell it at the higher exchange. That's because the liquidity is different between all exchanges. They don't have access to the same coins. So if there's a limited amount of coins and there's a lot of selling or trading, the price is going to fluctuate more and they're going to have to fill those orders. So that's kind of how that works. We'll get into that a little bit more, but I'm going to give you another example. If you're not familiar with arbitrage, there's retail arbitrage, which is pretty much the same thing. So this is Amazon. This is an iPhone 8 that's selling for $153. Let's say I want to arbitrage this. I would set up an eBay post saying, hey, I'm selling this exact same phone for $182, and if someone orders it from my eBay listing, I'm going to order it from Amazon and then send the item to the person who bought it from me on eBay. And I'm not even going to touch that product. I'm just going to order it from Amazon, put in the buyer's shipping address, and send it to them instead of me. This is retail arbitrage. It's a pretty common thing, but it's the exact same concept for cryptocurrency. You buy low, you sell high. Now that you got the basics of arbitrage, now we can do that with crypto, and that's just buying low and selling high. These opportunities come up when there's a lot of volatility in the markets and when things become unstable. So let's take a look at this stable coin called DAY, and you can see the price is no longer stable. And yeah, it's at 57 cents. Now, if we look at the markets, you can see that depending on where you trade it, it can be as high as 69 cents and as low as 54 cents. But, you know, this is the bottom of the page. There's less trading volume here. You kind of have to look at the higher volume exchanges just to make sure there's enough liquidity for you to fulfill your trades. Now with UST, the price was crashing and it created a lot of arbitrage opportunities. You don't really want to be too involved in a coin that's trending downwards because it's very risky. So if you are going to get into arbitrage, I would practice first, get comfortable with it, and then watch my other video to fully understand how much you could make after all the fees. And while UST and Luna were dropping, the entire markets were, and even USDT depegged and it went down to 95 cents. Now people bought this dip because they knew USDT was worth $1, and one of the guys from the Tether team even reassured people, like, if you get USDT, no matter what the price is, you can redeem it for $1 from the Tether website. So that reassured the markets, and then the Tether price went back up to $1. So even if the markets seem like they're crashing, you could always find opportunities. Exploits. Exploits can kind of be like arbitrage at times, but They don't look as good, and that could be because somebody found a mistake in the code and they took advantage of that. So, for example, we can see that Kava, their platform hard-coded UST to $1. The price of UST can only be $1, and they weren't getting any price feed from Chainlink. They weren't using data oracles. They said whatever the price is doesn't matter. It's $1. So that was their big mistake. And what people did was they bought UST for less than $1. They brought it over to the Kava platform. They traded it for USDX, that is the stablecoin on Kava, and they got $1 out. So they were putting in UST, which was worth significantly less than $1, and they pulled out one full dollar. So this would be an exploit or just extreme arbitrage, but it's not necessarily arbitrage because they are exploiting a mistake the Kava platform made. And due to this issue, Kava protocol lost $300 million. People exploited this for $300 million, and maybe you could too in the next crypto crash. So look out for this, and for any protocols building, make sure you don't make this mistake. Now, another exploit or a mistake made during the Luna crash was the Chainlink Data Oracle price feeds. This says the market price for a coin, and there are parameters you could set. Now, it set the parameter of Luna to have a minimum price of 10 cents. The price can never be less than 10 cents. And that was a huge mistake because they did not predict this event could have happened, that Luna could be worth less than 10 cents. And people exploited that. They were buying Luna for a penny and selling it back to certain protocols that used the Chainlink Data Oracle feed for Luna prices and were selling that for 10 cents. So they bought Luna at 1 cent, sold it for 10 cents, and they liquidated a lot of funds off some of these protocols, like Venus Protocol, for example. They lost $13.5 million. And that also happened on Blizz Finance, and they lost $10 million. There are a lot of exploits on DeFi, and, considering the age of the space, DeFi has not been around a long time. It has not been tested through a lot of different market scenarios. There are a lot of protocols building on top of other protocols, and mistakes happen. So with that, just consider DeFi to be very risky if you are going to get into DeFi, even though it can be very lucrative, but it is also very risky. So just be aware of that. Always invest what you can afford to lose. Now, let's talk about shorts. Shorting the market. Now, this was another way people made a lot of profit during the recent market crash, just because everything was going down, and when that happens, you really can't fight momentum. You could, set a stop loss, you could sell your assets, or you could just hold and hide. I decided just to hold and hide because I've experienced panic selling before, and I end up selling at the bottom, panicking, rebuying, and then it's just a losing game. So if you are confident about your investments long term, holding works out. Not financial advice. I just want to say what I did, and I missed out on a lot of these opportunities that I'm sharing in this video. So let's take a look at some shorts of Luna. So people were shorting Luna like crazy, and yeah, people were making hundreds of thousands of dollars where they were turning a $300 50x position, which means, hey, I have $300. I want it to work at 50 times its potential, and if the price goes up by 2%, I get liquidated, but if it goes down, I can make a lot of money. So they rode the price from $116 to $2.50 for Luna, and they profited $600,000. Now this is just like winning the lotto. I don't recommend leverage trading in general. It is very risky unless you are an experienced trader who has the self-control and knows when to take a win and to walk away. Otherwise, it turns into kind of like a casino. So just be very careful with that. And yeah, there are just a lot of stories online if you just look up Luna short and how much people were making. And I personally do a little bit of leverage trading. I don't recommend that for you. I could make a video in the future about a lot of the things I learned, the mistakes I made, and why I won't share it with new users. That's why I haven't made a video on leverage trading, even though there are a lot of offers from many different platforms because they want you to lose your money there. So it's very dangerous. I lost 3 Bitcoin back on BitMEX in 2017 from leverage trading. That's when the price of Bitcoin was much, much lower. And I would have just been better off holding because I don't have the self control, at least back then, to leverage trade. Now, if you did want to get started with a little bit of of just having more power for your money, you really should try something lower risk. I mean, holding and staking works for most coins. Otherwise, there's leverage tokens. Leverage tokens allows you to have double or triple the power of your current investment with a lower risk of being liquidated. But, you know, obviously there's fees to have that extra power in those investments. So if you want to get started with Pionex, they have a lot of free trading bots as well as leverage tokens. They have a large selection available, and that's also what I use when I want a little exposure to certain longs or shorts depending on market conditions. So we learned that people profited from arbitrage, exploits, and shorts during this recent market crash. Now, I don't know how long we will be this low. We could be hitting crypto winter. There is a lot of adoption happening as far as the technology. The big businesses, big institutions are coming into this space. So I don't think we'd be in a bear market for very long. That's just my personal opinion. And there are different strategies you can use to consistently be profitable if you can predict and find these opportunities. Now, if you want to get started with, let's say, leverage tokens or trading bots or other tools, you can use Pionex. I do have a referral code in the description. It'll get you 20% off your trades and a couple other bonuses. Check out my other videos on that. Check out this Pionex playlist too. I'm on Twitter. Join the Discord. And with that, I hope you got your full value for today.